think we're recording. Hello, Mr. Moore. My name is Tyler Jenkins. Here's my 1 month training program. And just to get sorry to kind of apologize in advance. I'm going to keep looking over because my iPad's right here and the camera is over here. So just get that out of the way. For my physical exercise, I made them red, mental I made them blue, so I didn't have to keep typing physical, mental exercises, either one. As you can see here, I have like planned light workout 1, planned light workout 2. Those are workouts that I already planned on starting. Like I actually planned on starting them right after finals ended. But I figured they fit perfectly into here. These are the first 2 light workouts, and they're just multiple exercises to go to the gym and do. Here's the moderate workout. Both these screenshots are the same workout, just continuation. And here's my first week of my exercise training program. The physical exercises, most of them stay the same as you go. It's just week after week. And purpose for that was I figured repetition helps adherence. You're doing the same thing, every day for every week. Sorry, I apologize. Every week for 4 weeks, and just repetition helps with adherence and sticking to that, and you get used to it after a while. So my first mental workout after the planned light workout, going to the gym, doing that first workout. During the workout, what I wanted to start out this 30-day program with is think of why I'm doing it, and that kind of does multiple things. It helps, okay, I'm thinking of why I'm doing it. Why am I doing it? For all these benefits, and knowing these benefits give you motivation to continue doing it, to do it in the first place. In this case, because it's the first day, and that will increase adherence as well. And for the biking, one of these things is like focus on the form and really feel it helping. For me, I tore my meniscus 3 or 4 months ago. I didn't tear bad enough to need surgery, but I still have plenty issues with it. And my uncle, he's a physician. He told me, biking helps, and walking backwards on an incline. That's what that's for. That stays the same throughout the whole month. And so, really focusing on thinking about it helping the injury and making sure my form is right. Thinking, okay, I can feel it helping, heal, even though like it might not be healing. I can't necessarily feel it, just thinking I feel it. And I feel like that can really help heal it. If that makes sense. It can help my mindset and, feel like it's working, and help me continue to do it. What we just discussed, the last exercise, motivation, adherence, and in the planned light workout, thinking about, myself, why I belong there. That helps, my self-confidence, and that will also help with adherence. And then self-confidence, motivation, we discussed that at the very start of the semester. They have this kind of inverse or direct relationship. They can both increase each other. And excuse me. These the focus on paying attention internally to myself. Know yourself before you know everyone else. Mostly, finding myself, and that increases mindfulness. And then for the next week, you can see that I focus on everything else around me, and I feel like that can really help with mindfulness, which also helps with your mental health and everything else we discuss in class. And I want to spend more time on every single exercise, but I know I don't have enough time to do that. So I'm gonna kind of be going quickly through. And planned light workout 1, looking back and being proud of like past accomplishments. This one specifically says sticking to the program, even though we've only been doing it for 4 days. It's a small accomplishment, but it's something. And I really feel like that can help with motivation, which then helps with self-confidence. And then that increases adherence. And increasing adherence with multiple of these exercises, I think, is really important right now, especially right when we're starting it. That's the main time you have issues with adherence, at least for me. And then also, sitting down with good posture. Sitting at the we just barely started the program. This is the end of the first week. We're kind of okay, got that out of the way, and then sitting down and kind of just taking it all in, and thinking to yourself, I'm going to feel the benefits to this after 4 weeks. We're going to keep doing it. We're going to keep doing it, and eventually the benefits will be there. Just sitting down, thinking to yourself, and giving yourself that mindset can really help with also, adherence, self-confidence, motivation, and etc. And the family basketball football, that's I every Saturday I play with my uncles. It's always either basketball or football, and that's actually where I tore my meniscus. So strengthen my relationships with my uncles. This one specifically, existing relationships, strengthening those, and you can all help each other. And especially with things I learned in this class, and I can kind of apply those. I need to apply them to myself before I can apply them to everybody else. But once I master those, I can bring up all those around me and help them feel the same things I do. And that's the end of the first week. Um, Next week we have the planned light workout 2, and it always goes 1-2, 1-2 for the planned light workouts. And so it might not look very consistent, but it's just alternating. Anyways, for me, music really helps. I know some people it does, some people it doesn't, and everyone has their own type of music. For me, I feel like it really helps motivate me, especially when I'm working out. Kind of gives you that push. And I know to some people that might sound a little childish, but music does a lot for me, especially especially for my mental health. And if you're in good mental health, you can help your physical health to increase. And so as you can see for the second week, a lot of these exercises stay the same. And like I said for last week, practice paying attention externally and think of why that might help on day 9. First we thought of internally, and once when you get that, you can help increase your view on the outside world around you. And I feel like that the combination of the two, internal and external, you can kind of get a broader perspective of all of it around, and can help you be more mindful of everything around you and ways you can apply what we know to everything else around you. And this one was excuse me, I apologize. The being mindful of my form as well. That one was as along as with last week's, but this one applies to the workout. And the whole workout, I think it's about 30, 40 minutes. And being mindful of the form of the entire workout, can help you be more confident in yourself. I got this, I'm doing it right. You can even record yourself and say, okay, am I doing this right? I am doing it right. Okay, builds confidence, motivation. Like we said, all three, I feel like those kind of tie into each other, and they all increase with each other in most cases. And for the next day, the 11th, and the biking outside. The reason I didn't do both as stationary biking is because I love spring, and just going out in the morning especially, 'cause it's all bright, you got the pretty colors, and just the feeling of spring. It does a lot for me. Every morning I go out and I see a nice spring day. I'm happy. Today's going to be a good day, and I feel like that can, as little as that seems to some people, it can really really help with your mental health. And for the 12th, the use time in between the exercise, do the side breath exercise. The box breath exercise I felt was really effective, but to me, I like the side breath exercise a lot better. It just felt like it served its purpose more with me. And especially in between exercise, I don't know if you're gonna have enough time to do full cycles of the box breath exercise. So that's why I picked that one. And to find someone hanging out with, that's always either my buddies and strengthen our relationships, and I can help them to be more mindful once I master it. And this one, try to meet new people and establish connections. I feel like that ever coming to the U, I feel like that was one of the things that helped me through the U, is creating connections with other people. And I feel like all of those interactions, most of them, I feel like we were able to go deeper than like a first surface level relationship. And I feel like that can really help. If it helps everybody be mindful of each other, and as well as the family basketball football practice. Practice awareness habits. I talked about that one for the last week. Help each other, build each other. And I know I'm running out of time, so I probably gonna go over these ones pretty quick. We're about midway, day 15, and so that's why at the start of this week I know you had to combine everything we learned. Make sure we got the right form, breathe. Find that pace for breathing. And constantly going over small, big past accomplishments. More recent ones help me a lot better to get more motivation. Um, and all that can help you more, like have you have sorry, help you have more mindfulness. And for me, one thing I like, we're halfway through. We got past first half, we got half more to go, and so I feel like adherence is also really important right here. Not as much as in the beginning, but still, you got to stick to it. And one thing that helps me, if I'm just going to be biking, I love a history podcast, on just on YouTube, and I love learning about history. So while I'm biking, just watch history. It helps me enjoy it more. And then each time, just keep going, and it helps me enjoy it a lot more. And like I said, reflect on your past accomplishments, mastering whatever. It could be this program. You're already halfway through. We already mastered. We're about to switch to the moderate workout, so it's going to get a little harder. And so it's important to have that motivation to keep going. And one thing I talked about the great spring days, helping with my mental health, and especially like going over with a holistic point of view. I feel like that helped me a lot at the start of the semester. Like that's a good way to look at things, and I started practicing that through the semester, and I feel like it really helped me. Especially understanding all these topics, and I feel like everything kind of be tied into a holistic point of view. I know you said we were going to focus on that like almost the whole semester, and I really enjoyed that part of the class. And these ones, these are just repetition of a lot of what was before. I'm running out of time, so gotta get over all of them. And this is when we switched to the moderate workouts, and so that's what we were preparing for. Getting the motivation to make sure we adhere to the program, regardless of it's going to be a higher intensity. And so, and then reflecting on PST, I kind of referenced PST a couple more times after this, the psychological skills training, and I feel like that was really important. And it was most of the semester before, like working up to the psychological skills training was preparing us for that. And, it makes sense. And then comparing. I have a couple exercises in here. I know there's some in the next week. Comparing and contrasting. Where are we now to where did we start? And I feel like that can really, we're already at close to the end. It's going to help us get that, the last home stretch. We got that self confidence. We're already this far. We've already made this much progress. We can keep going. More motivation, more adherence, more self confidence. And then I have on here a couple times, push harder than ever before. And okay, go to the next one. Push myself harder than before. Push myself the hardest I've ever gone. We're right there. We got a couple days left. Excuse me. Right there. And that last little push, you get a little burst of motivation. And and then at the end, this isn't the end. This is the end of the first step. I know I say that in my paper. And so right here, I have view my progress made from this program through the lenses of TPB and the trans-theoretic models. All those models. It looks like I got a typo on that slide. But I love the models, especially the trans-theoretic model. Oh, the trans-theoretical. Sorry, my formatting's a little weird. But we can take those models and we can take our progress. Like we can write it all down. Plug it into those models and see how it compares, and that'll help us to see our progress and how we were able to, achieve what we wanted to through this program. And like I said, like I have here, this is the end of the first step. And I know I'm going to make a couple changes, but I want to use this program, and I'm probably going to start this, once I get over the finals. Want to, get rid of all that stress, the 4-stage stress process. Sorry, I got a little mixed up right there. And I feel like that was really effective, especially, as soon as we learned, I started using it as we kept going through the semester, and it helped a lot. So that is my 30-day training exercise program. I know I went kind of fast, kind of went into a lot of depth in some of these that I probably should have just skimmed over, but it's been a great semester. You were an awesome professor. So thank you, Dr. Moore, and thank you, Carissa, for a great semester. Thank you.